Alright guys, part 2. I know it looks like part 3 because it's C, but this is named 55C after the worksheet that goes with the book that goes with it. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that. This is for the second 5-5 assignment. Solving equations by completing the square. So that's doing the same method that we've been using, completing the square, or writing stuff in vertex form. So y is equal to a x minus h squared plus k. Once you've been given it in standard form, y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Still completing the square on something that looks like this, but then you're going to solve the equation once you have it in this. And the only difference between this equation and what you're given or going to be solving for is that your y value is worth 0. So for the first part of it, it really doesn't affect what's going on. So the leading coefficient is 1, x squared minus 8x. Half the middle is negative 4, squared is 16, add 16 minus 16 plus 19 equals 0. The first 3 make a perfect square. X minus 4, half the middle. Squared, and then that would be plus 3 equals 0. So up till now, that's what you've been doing, completing the square. But now, because the thing said equal to 0, I have to solve. So I need to subtract the 3 to the other side. X minus 4 squared is equal to negative 3. Square root both sides. Remember, when you put an even root on the page that wasn't there before, a plus and a minus shows up. Square rooting a negative 3, that's going to pop out as I square root of 3. Last step, bring the 4 over. X is equal to 4. Holy buckets. Alright. 4 plus or minus I square root of 3. And that would be your final answer. You're done. You're finished. Nothing more to do for that one. This one, the leading coefficient once again is 1. It's exactly what we did before. The middle is going to be a fraction. So you got x squared minus 5x. Half of that is minus 5 halves. Squared is 25. Let's see if I can get the 4 fourths. Minus that thing, 25 fourths plus 2 is equal to 0. The first 3 things make a perfect square. So you have x minus 5 halves squared minus 25 fourths plus 2 is equal to 0. This is minus 6 1/4. I don't know why I just rewrote that. Sorry about that, guys. It's minus 6 1/4 plus 2. So x minus 5 halves squared minus 4 1/4 is equal to 0. Now, seeing what's coming, I have to take this thing to the other side. I'm going to write it as a mixed fraction. So 4 times 4 is 16 plus 1 is 17. So x minus 5 halves squared minus 17 fourths is equal to 0. Add the 17 fourths to the other side. So let me scroll this down so I have a little more room. So I have x minus 5 halves squared is equal to 17 fourths. Now I need to square root both sides. Remember, when you put an even root on the page, a square root is an even root. You need to put the plus and minus. So plus is minus. Now, because this is a fraction, I'm going to split it. Square root of 17, and then the square root of 4 is 2. Add the 5 halves to the other side. 5 halves plus or minus square root of 17 over 2. It's a heck of a 7. That's even worse 7. I'll just turn the page quickly and get away from it. Okay. Because the thing is set equal to 0, this one does provide an option. If you want, you can get rid of this negative 1 straight away by dividing everybody by negative 1 rather than factoring it out. Now, this is only valid when this thing equals 0. If there was a y here, you couldn't do this. So it's optional. If you guys would rather approach it this way rather than factoring that thing out and have it sit out there, it's totally okay. So leading coefficient is 1 now, so you can just take half the middle. Negative 6 squared is 36, plus 36 minus 36 plus 7 is equal to 0. First 3 make a perfect square. X minus 6 squared, so then that would be minus 29 equals 0. Add the 29. Take the square root, don't forget the plus and the minus. X minus 6 equals plus or minus the square root of 29. And then to finish, add the 6. X is equal to 6 plus or minus square root of 29. Okay? This one, you have to factor the 2 out. You can't divide it out because it doesn't fit the 2. So I have to go that route. So x squared plus 6x. Half of 6 is 3, squared is 9, plus 9 minus 9 times what you factored out, plus 2 equals 0. 3, x plus half the middle squared, lots of 3's in this problem, so that would be minus 27 plus 2 is minus 25 is equal to 0. I need to add the 25 over and divide by 3, so you get x plus 3 squared is equal to 25 thirds, square root both sides, and like I did before, you can split the square root into 2 parts. So you get x plus 3 equals plus or minus, the square root of 25 is 5, over the square root of 3. And yep, you guys are going to have to rationalize that. So you multiply by the square root of 3. X plus 3 equals plus or minus 5 square roots of 3 over 3, and then move the 3 to the other side. Negative 3 plus or minus 5 square roots of 3 over 3. Alright, I think that does it for the center part, or the second part, which was actually part C. Yep, there it is.